Well, Crickleoper, hey, super early this time. Nice. Wait, let's get the show on the road. Hey, I am back. I am back. Let me take a look at Discord fast here. Let's see. What I miss? Looks like we got some talk of salt water plus something else. Let's see. Transmutation 3, maybe? Yeah, you know, I'm thinking about it. I'm sitting there, right? Like, about to come on the stream, and I'm like, maybe I need to rethink about, rethink transmutation as a whole. You know what I mean? Like, it's... Honestly, I'm reconsidering the AoE part of transmutation. And I don't know why. I'm just keeping it in my mind that that's not set in stone. I do think we are going to make a change right now. I tried to put in a system here, right, where it's like, oh, this is going to cost 10 mana. Like, to dynamically change the spell cost, like the mana cost. Hey, Pavadigan. Hello. I think I'm going to just have it be like whatever the standard rate is for mana, right? You cast transmutation, that's just what it's going to be. Now, maybe I can do a check here that says you have to at least have 10 mana, or you know what I mean? Like 10 max mana. Maybe switch it to something like that. Possibly. Or I could just get rid of that whole thing and I can have it to where this is locked behind the achievements, right? Like, so for you to transmute with this, right? I could say transmutable, but I can say like requires achievement and then whatever the achievement is. That's another way we could possibly do this, right? And then you would just kind of go through, boop, and then you got it. Place it down, you're good to go. Throw that into the ocean. All right. True. Yes. So let me change transmutation here. I need transmutation 2 and 3. I'm gonna pop one over. All right, and right here, right under charge amount, we'll get rid of that. And I will put this right there. All right, we got to do the same thing for here. We're about to do some work. And now I need to go into the main transmutation because, right, I started to do things. Right here. I took it out already. Good. Excellent. So this should just take 2 mana. 2 mana to do. Let's get the foundry. All right, pop it down. This will break my wand. There we go. So it just takes 2. There we go. Nice, easy, no fuss. Not to distract you, but did you see my message on Discord about lightning? Were you the one that put in like some kind of code? Oh, that's not gonna do what you think it's going to do there. See, the thing is, I can invoke the game Storm Lightning all day long. I used to do it with rituals. The problem is that shit blows things up and it can catch fires and it will kill players that are around them too. So that's one thing to invoke lightning. It's another thing to look at what lightning is, because lightning is lightning, which also has a whole subsystem to kind of like Rifts, where it's like a global like weather ledger. And then there is a server-specific side to weather linking to lightning. There is the client side ticks as well for what weather is, and now those two things talk to each other that make weather that rides on the whole lightning backbone. What I'm talking about with lightning is getting the actual like shader effects, right? Like from this point here, branching out like an electrical charge in what capacity, right? That's what I was referring to with lightning. Because like you would think like once you tap into that, I can make purple lightning, which is what I wanted to do, right? Purple arcane lightning bolts that came down that wouldn't blow out your eardrums, right? Because you can't intercept anything with the base lightning, right? It won't kill you, right? It doesn't start fires, right? It's just cosmetic. So I did see that, and I was like, well, yeah. I mean, you know, I honestly, you don't even need to do all of that. You would just have to go into the world, trigger a lightning strike, pick your position, tap into the weather system. You could just create a variable. You could do it all in like 5 lines. And actually, I tap into it when you use the Cursed Ambrosia to forget magic. I make sure I hit you with like 5 lightning bolts. It kills you. I smite you. And I did that too because I got sick and tired of people being like, I was tricked into unlocking magic. I'm like, the fuck do you mean tricked? You know, like, you didn't just like stumble and fell. Oh, I walked through the door and you tripped me. I was tricked. No, that took effort for you to unlock magic. Took effort. So I shall take your life when you unlearn it. Everything for a price. All right, so I need to change a couple other things here. Let's get another wand out. So this right here, transmutable, costs 10 mana, take it on transmutation. I'm gonna comment that out for now. Let's go into, I believe it is block behavior. Block behavior, transmute. And it's gonna be this. Wait, that's mana creation. Okay, yep. So I want to get rid of that part. And this part. There we go. Because I don't want that initial, that extra information, right? I just want you to look at it. You'll see the transmutable tag, just like you would leaves and everything else, right? Like, that's transmutable. So you'll see that, you know, to finish the station, right? I'm telling you what you need to do. It's going to cost 2 mana. And that's all it is, right? We need actual lightning bolts along with the explosions on failures with the magic systems. You know, the other thing is you can't trigger lightning underground because it starts from the top and then it just goes to the rain map height, I believe is what the topmost block's labeled as. So that was another thing with the old rituals. I used to have 4 lightning strikes in each corner, you know, for the effect. But if you were underground or inside your house, then the lightning would just strike your roof and you were perfectly safe. So there were flaws to it. There were absolute flaws. But I would love to do that. And see, once this is done, right? Like once like the gameplay loop is in there and I'm finding like myself with like some time to make these things better, yeah. Because if I could figure out lightning, I could figure out a ray, like a ray cast, right? So I can come up with like, you know, the disintegration and, you know, other spells like that. Right? It kind of all feeds into each other. Then I can make another pass on things, and in here, I could have rust lightning crackling, you know, on top of the shader, right? So it's all, once I discover how to do something else, then, you know, it just kind of snowballs from there. You could check if the ritual has access to the sky or no. Maybe those rituals would need sky access. I wanted rituals to be a little, like, I don't want to restrict you from, like, you know, being in the ground or in the sky, because upheaval, which is a ritual that I want to put in, it's going to, you know, rip out, like, it's going to be a way to, like, make a hollow cave. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to restrict you too much. It's not a bad idea for something like that, but that's also, I would make that decision with the idea of, like, I want in-game weather lightning to crash down and practically kill you each time you do a ritual and scare the shit out of you because it's super duper loud. And I gotta be careful because the lightning strikes coming down can actually damage and break things too. So, like, I used to have a lightning strike, like, in the middle of the ritual, but depending on how things loaded, it would actually destroy the middle block. So you would be like, yeah, I'm gonna create an obelisk. And then sometimes, like, that bug where you would sometimes not get an obelisk, it's because the lightning bolt fucking destroyed it. You just rolled really bad and the lightning bolt killed it. And you're out all those materials. But that when I figured out that's what was going on, I took out lightning. I'm like, I'm not using the game. I learned my lesson. I'm not using the game's weather anymore. Talk to Tyron. Well, he's busy, you know, like that's a thing, right? Like as a modder, right? Like I want to figure it out myself because it's, you know, it's kind of fun. And I think I know where to look. I just need time to do it. You know, I would feel bad going to him and being like, man, I want to make a beam. How do you make lightning? You know, like how do you do the shaders for lightning? It would be cool if we had some kind of guide or something, because I still, like, shaders are still a mystery to me. I don't know how you do it. I just guesstimate, and I make things. It would be cool to have, like, a program or something where it's, like, paint, right, for shaders, so I could see, like, yeah, you know, let's put a dot here, let's stretch it, let's do this, type in the math. There's a site called Shader Toy, but I don't know how to translate that stuff into the game, right? There's a bunch of stuff you gotta do. Like, it's not just like a copy, change 3 things and paste kind of situation. Abracadabra. Disenchants bear. That's actually, I do have initial hook-ins to allow transmutation to, like, be able to detect creatures as well. I think it would be cool to kind of incorporate something like that, but I don't even know what you would do, right? Like, make them stronger? Like, I don't know, empower them? Because it only costs 2 mana. Like, this costs 2 mana. This is nothing. It's cheap. Good point. Yeah. Would be fun, maybe ritual failure. Well, the thing with the ritual is either it works or it doesn't, right? There's no real failure to it. The reason why I had failures before is because I had the anchor points on the corners, where you had to have the crystals. But I kind of got rid of that, right? Like, I was envisioning, you know, you want to do a ritual because there are some spell rituals. You know, you kind of, you know, like, I like the new system, right? You get your chalk, now you can pick what rune you want, right? And yeah, you know what? I want a warding block, right? Ritual of warding, bam, place it down. You know, oh yeah, let's start, you know, placing stuff, do whatever, right? I want it to be more fluid, you know? And I don't want such a high cost because I want people to be using rituals. Like, I think it's a pretty cool system. But yeah. Honestly, if you were to add actual lightning strikes to some Magic systems, I feel they should fit higher tiers, maybe tier 3. Because I would imagine you'd have to unleash great power for a lightning strike to form or something. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I would have to make a custom lightning bolt, right? Because the biggest thing is I want that lightning strike to hit or originate or look like it's originating from a point that could be underground. You know what I mean? Like, how weird would it be if, like, you're in your house or, you know, in your basement, and then there was a critical failure, and then you hear a lightning strike, but it really hit the tip top of your roof, because that's how lightning is coded in this game, right? It starts from the top, and then it just finds the top-facing block and then collides with that. You could just be under a tree like this. You could be under here, have your critical failure, and it would just strike the leaves up top and leave you alone, right? As long as it, I don't think it collides with, like, branchy leaves. It's got to have, like, an actual or it would collide with branchy leaves, not the regular ones. It needs a collision box. You know what I mean? At that point, it's like, well, it's a cool effect, but I have to make my own because it needs to work certain ways. Driftwood. That almost looked like a dead animal to me. I'm just kind of looking at it. I see the wolf there. Okay. Empower the bear coming at me. Give it a fair chance. What I was thinking, Spetsy, was it could be part of, like, some kind of, like, my version of warp. It could be something that would it would cause some kind of mutation, I would think. Let's skip that. Right, so you would have a chance of having it either be weakened or empowered. So, but I'm not sure, you know, it would be like a one-time use thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it really something people would use? Because it would take a lot to, like, put in everything to, like, detect entities. And then what is an empowered entity or a weakened entity? Like, am I overwriting some of the attributes it has, right? Like, am I, you know, how does all that work? But it was just a loose idea. All right, so let's continue on, right? I got the wand from last stream here, right? You can create that, just stick in your hand, meditate. The stick wand, it's kind of crappy, right? It's gonna transmutation's gonna cost 2 mana. It's going to take 2 seconds to complete. Transmutation's pretty quick. I may change it to 3 seconds and then have that be what transmutation is for, like, all versions of transmutation. But yeah. So you would finish this off. I get the block. Place it down. Right. Here we go. Pop this in. It wants rusty dust. You know, I could start crafting. I would need to charge this. There we go. You could pump, with something like this, you could actually dump transmutation into this. You know, that's something I just realized. You can transmute the portal instead of the block. Oh, guys, I think I need to change this. Because I'm thinking, like, you could. Ooh, let me see here. Let me see here. Right, so you got this. So you can transmute this directly. But AoE transmutation is going to screw me on this. Because you could put the tablet in, right? And I think it would be cool to, like, cast transmutation on the portal. Right? Like, bam, I just added more charge. The problem here is that you'll be able to double tap if I do that. Right? Because if here, let's get the other wand out, right? Because for this, right, the AoE, it would hit this and then charge this, right? Because that's a 0, right? So that got 5 because the better transmutation charges for more. Ooh. It's just the effect. I think it looks cool, right? Like you're transmuting the portal. Like I feel like it fits. But there's so much room to, like, double tap, unfortunately. And then what are you going to do if you just want to charge this, right? I'll hold on to this. I guess for now, transmutation won't do anything to the portal. But damn, it'd be cool if like I could have some kind of interaction here. Something that's not cheesy, you know? But I think it just looks cool. For a moment I saw the buffs, one of my first thought was, can I apply this to something like a bear? The underlying systems, most of it does support regular entities. The thing is, like, some of the stuff for bear, I'm pretty sure their strength and stuff, like a lot of the buffs don't apply because those are player-specific attributes, right? So plunder on a bear is not going to do anything. The pets. Yeah, I'll eventually get summons. I want to make a summoning staff. Like, once this is kind of ironed out, I'm going to be mapping out the summoner staff. I think that's going to be cool. That's because I'm a force of chaos. Totally make a flying bear near the village if I could. Well, you could lure a bear onto a cliffside and then use shockwave to launch it off of the cliff into a village. you totally could do that. Is the transmutation end effect different? If it couldn't transmute anything, if it failed? No, it's not. Right now, it's the same, right? So, like, you're transmuting air, right? That's all it does. It's a good point. Maybe I could, because like if you transmute something here, let's get like leaves here. Here, let's do that one. You'll see there's like white light that kind of falls in there. That is the extra effect. Maybe I could tone it back, just have it pulse. Although I think it's cool having it like, because you're still casting it in that area, it's just there's nothing else there. Yeah, I'll leave it. I'll leave it for now. I don't mind if we can't transmute the portal. Yeah. It's just round. It looks cool. Like, look at that. And then, like, it just goes into it. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's okay. I think the particles should scatter instead of focus to a point if it failed. Well, you're getting into more complex stuff now, right? Because now, instead of just running something blind because what transmutation does is I go through the list of blocks, like objects, it can interact with, and then if it finds one of those blocks, it tries to go further, right? Now you're kind of putting in more conditionals here that says, well, if you found something, then run this. If you didn't find something, then do that. And then you got to go on each individual thing, right? Like, for instance, what was I thinking of? Transmuting. Oh, man, I lost it. There are some if statements that are, like, kind of together, right? Like, Rift Bloom Seeds? Yeah, the Rift Blooms. The Rift Blooms. There's certain things, like, I can't just be like, yeah, it's a Rift Bloom. Go ahead and harvest it, right? Because now I gotta check 3 different versions of transmutation because they all have different drop rates, right? There's like a nested if statement for that, and then inside there are other ifs to account for things like maturity. And I have extra code in there that also deals with the seed drop rate as well, right? So I don't want to put this stuff in, in like 7, 12 different places to just generate this unique kind of particle of like dispersion instead of going in, right? So I got to think about that one. It's doable, but I think I have to revisit transmutation and maybe find a more efficient way to do it. The other thing too is I made it go inwards because originally it did scatter. But the problem is when it scattered, it was hard to tell what the range of your AoE was. Because it would go there and then everything would start to pull away. And it was weird because like the inside was like empty. You know what I mean? Like where the effect would be. That's why I ended up turning it inwards. I actually set this this velocity, and just like I set it to a negative velocity. That way it would just go inside. But this is basically what the scatter was. It's a neat idea. Here, let's tape all of this stuff together here. Let's go through the steps here. So if you unlock magic, right? Your first unlock, your first achievement. Let's pull this up here, right? So you gain like whatever the achievement is, right? I grant your achievement for unlocking magic, and it's going to unlock. Let's see, the wand creation, right? It's going to unlock transmutation, change to atomic foundry, right? It will do that. You will get you get tablets, right? Those will unlock as well. And magic chalk, right? Magic chalk creation. So the next achievement, right? Your next milestone. I'll just kind of do that. Next milestone is going to be get magic chalk, right? Because at this point you're set up. You have 5 tablets. You're kind of making things. Magic chalk is on the list. It's going to be relatively quick to do, right? You get a rustic compound, a bone, and I forgot what else, right? Rusty dust or something. Right, so you're still getting set up, right? So I create that, I pick it up, and then that should trigger the achievement, the next achievement. I get magic chalk, just pick it up, right? And then for this, you will, of course, unlock rituals. That one I don't even have to like block behind anything. You literally can't do a ritual if you do not have magic chalk, right? So it's going to unlock rituals. Your next goal would be to create an obelisk, right? Like that's going to be your next achievement. But yeah, you'll unlock rituals. That's basically what that branch, that research branch would do. And then, yeah, create an obelisk. So you get the essence generator with this. Right? And then the next thing, so this would unlock transmutation for Arclight Furnace. Right? And then the last achievement here would be... Should it be the completion of the Arclight Furnace? We'll just do that. Right? So you complete the Arclight Furnace, and at this point, let's kind of build it out, right? Like, I don't need to do the ritual. It would be the ritual of World Essence, right? You would put it down. It would all be very basic, right? Everyone should be familiar with this who currently play the mod. And then you eventually get this bad boy. Let's get the admin version of this. Oh, you know what? Let's not. Let's not, because I still need to come up with values for this, right? So you do the ritual, and you got this. You can break it, move it where you want. Researchable, so this is some of your mana insight. And then you would clay form the Arclight Furnace right here. I'm going to place a couple down. And then it would be the same kind of thing here, but it would require the ritual achievement, right? Or the, making this, right? Whatever that achievement is that I call it, making the essence generator. Yeah. I need to change this because I want it to drop the item as well. Let's do that. I'm going to copy this. Arclight furnace burn. Right here. There we go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. So, I should be able to just grab this. Bam. There it is, right? Pick it up. Ha! A proper workbench. So that's basically what would happen, right? Like, oh, I got that. So, this is kind of what we're looking at. You have everything you need, like, for your initial setup at this point, because the resonator was unlocked when you unlocked the foundry, right? That's where's the resonator? Right there, right? So you could create your regular resonator, which I will pull out here, right? And you'll be able to link these together, right? And this is tier 1. I'm not giving you the celestial prism or the devouring void yet. Those are going to be tier 2 unlocks. Tier 1 is going to be more focused. You're going to have general spell school, and you're going to be making things out of neutral essence, at least the very basic things. So now, if you need enchanted stone, throw in any regular stone, and it should start processing if there's energy here, right? Right now, there is no energy. Let me put an indicator here that tells you there's insufficient essence. Insufficient essence, right? Because the more I can tell you in the world about like what's going on, the less Shakespearean I have to get when I'm creating these goddamn stupid guides. I hate these guides so much. They're so boring. I hate it. I don't like typing and trying to make sense and trying to like wordsmith my way to acceptance. I hate it. That's good. I got the Arnold Palmer here, the half and half. Oh man, some good stuff. I haven't got to see the Arclight furnace active yet. Man, I love those effects. Oh wait, here I'll give you a rundown what you can make. It's so much more. It's so much more than it was. It has like actual like dedicated recipes. I don't like typing the man doing a coding stream. No, I don't like typing words that need to like wordsmith together. I don't mind typing like math and shit. I can do that. That's I'm happy to do that. That's fun. I can mistype a variable and no one will ever know. My eyes and E's sometimes do this. You should see me try to spell primitive. How many times I was throwing like A's in there. Primitive. And the code worked perfectly fine. But you know, if I have one typo in that guide, I'll hear about it. Vice. I don't know if you know English, but... You need to slow down, sir. Alright, let's do this. Hold on. Arclight furnace. We need to go into block info. And at the very bottom here, you know what? No, processing in here. Right in here. I'm going to copy this. We're going to paste this here. You know what? Actually, let's put an if statement in. Right here. I'm going to paste that in twice, right? And I'm going to say... You know, I'm going to paste it in once. I'm going to say if... Do I state a cost at all? Processing... Hold on. I think I need to pull out an admin version of this, but I don't, you know, I don't think I need to. I do not state what the actual essence cost is for said item. Interesting. Let's pull out an admin version. There we go. Beautiful. Right? See, it goes right into processing. It's happy. We got the little vortex going on. Here, we'll pull that out. Let it go back to idle. So I should tell you what the essence cost is going to be. So we have what the item is that it's processing. And then maybe up here I can put in essence cost. Right, we could say essence. Get rid of this, right? And I could say this dot essence infusion required essence amount. Okay. And if this essence infusion required essence amount, if it's greater than, or if it's less than, ooh, I need to get the connected block. Am I doing it already here? No, I'm not. I know what I need to get. I'm doing this somewhere else. We'll find it there. This is what I need right here. We're just going to put that in here, right? So I can look to see if it's this. I'm going to need a int. And I'll say available generator essence equals 0, right? And then I can say if this is an obelisk, then this is going to equal be obelisk dot stored essence current, right? And then I'm just going to iterate through right there, and now I could take this variable here. I could do that, right? If it's less than that, I can say not enough essence to process. This is probably about to be pissed off at me. Misspelling words is what the mad wizards do. Yeah, right. What's spadoinkle? I don't know. This guy just makes up words in his spells. What's going on here? Native! Look at this guy. Doesn't know how to spell. He is quite primitive himself. Oh, man. You know what? Let's jump to another song. Let's put on shuffle. See what's next. Oh, yeah. That's it right there. All right, let's build and hop back in. So now it should tell you if there's not enough essence, and I should be showing you what the essence cost is for processing. And I think I want to put this essence cost, I want to separate it out a little bit. I'm going to put it right there. Right? So I throw this in. So we could see here, right? Shalestone essence costs a 3. So it's processing that. And then the remaining time, total time, and then the output. I may put like another divider there, right? That way you have your time remaining and then the total time. And the output. Not enough essence. Oh, really? Oop, hold on. I call bullshit on that. Oh, it instantly processed it? Oh, so taking it off, I didn't do a reset. Hold on, let's fix that too. Hold on. So try take right here. So if you take this out, what I probably want to do... Oh, let's get rid of that. Let's do this dot reset essence and item info. I think that's going to automatically set it to idle. Yep. And then it clears everything else. There we go. So now, let's get rid of that enchanted stone. Let's pull up any... You could throw in any stone. Here, we'll throw in a couple of these. There we go. So if I pull it out, right? 10 seconds, pull it out, throw one back in. Starts at 15 again, so it did a full reset. Not enough essence to process. Really? I probably got the bool backwards. Block info. Whoops. Alright, lay it on me. What'd I screw up? You can tell me. Oh, yeah. If the required essence amount is greater than what the available essence is. That's better. That's better, right? So let's make sure this goes through. So Spetsy, Spetsy, this is the furnace, right? It's processing. You'll see most of the information here. You could keep hitting Q to throw in more than one item, right? It kind of processes it. It finds the first available slot. This is how you're going to make your enchanted stone, your mana torches, the neutral essence, like all of your essences. This is how you're going to light the lanterns, the mana lanterns. There's a chance, too. There's like, I think right now it's a 20% chance that it also drops a primordial fragment when you process something. So let me just get a bunch of stone. Right. So I could literally just... Right? Dumped it all in. It's got a stack of 64. Will take 15 minutes for this to process. And then you could just kind of walk away at this point. As this gains essence and fills, it will automatically trigger everything here. See? I just got a free primordial fragment along with my enchanted stone. Depending on the essence that you link up to this and what you throw in, you'll be able to make different things as well. So yeah, and this is it. You'll be, and I like that you could like look at it, right? The textures change. I put some elbow grease into this bad boy. But basically, here, let me open up. Go into here. So for tier 1, you will be able to make enchanted stone, mana torches, neutral essence ash, right? And the neutral tier 1 cipher. That's the only one you're going to get. You're going to get one cipher because in the beginning, you're only going to have, for tier 1, you're going to have the general class spells. And then in tier 2, that's when you can become like evocation, alteration, conjuration. There's more to it, right? It's an expansion. You have the other essence types. So I'm pulling some of the stuff back, and I'm letting tier 1 focus on you creating this basic gameplay loop, right? A way to create things like your crafting table, which you have to use transmutation, right, to kind of charge it. You know, your obelisk, which now I need to... Ah, we got 3. Nice. I need to disconnect this. Ooh. What do we got here? Obelisk is null. This API... Block position... Oh, is block position null? That was null? I don't have a null check here? Wait, why does this not look right? Forgot the null check here! Ah! Oh, I forgot my null check. Oh, Vice, you noob. Sexy noob. How could you? All right, hold on. That makes sense. That would make sense why it would be mad. Let's create a new if statement. We'll paste this in, and we will cut this out and paste that back in. Now we will take a look at this, right? And then in this if statement, we will say if this does not equal null. There we go. Safety check-in. Continue. Come on, baby. There we go. Now let's just make sure that doesn't do it again. So we were linked to this one. Boop. There we go. And then I go to disconnect. There we go. Oh. And you could preload these too, right? Like, you know, I had 58 more. You could just throw them all in there. You know, link whatever you want, kind of swap it around. It will keep the inventory, right? So that's Enchanted Stone. If I wanted to hook this up to a Celestial Prism, it would start processing, like if the item was valid on top, it would start processing that stuff into that variant of item, right? So if this was a bunch of the Rustic Compound up top, it would start making, you know, the what did I call it? Aether Ash. And it would just keep stacking in here. When this gets full, it will stop. So you will have to, like, empty this out. What it does is, like, it starts from the side here. So because it's a new item, it would go there. If you swap back and there was Enchanted Stone, it would start stacking on top, right? It's pretty efficient. I put some elbow grease in for kind of walking the inventory and, like, where to place things. That kind of makes sense. But this is your initial gameplay loop. We'll hook it up to that. So yeah, I don't think it's going to take you long to get your wand, right? You'll have to clay form 2 things and cast transmutation. Do 1 ritual, right? So far the amount of ingredients, like items that you need, is drastically reduced, right? Like I think clay is like the most expensive thing that you're gonna have to. Oh, and flint, the flint tablets, right? I think that's it. I think that's just about it. So again, right? You should be able to get this very quickly. And then the idea is once you have all of this together, here, let's go into my other test world. Here. Right now I'm gonna unlock the next branch, right? Like whatever the main branch is, like I'm gonna unlock that so you can start to create your spells, right? You will unlock new tablets to make, so you'll be able to make your grimoire, you'll be able to make your runic scroll, right? You know, all that kind of stuff. Man, this place is getting cluttered. I was living down there, but it started to get a little cluttered there, so I decided to make a platform and then just start filling it out. So this is the first gameplay loop here, right? So all of this together up to here, up to where that divider is, that should be pretty solid now. Once you unlock this, getting mana torches is going to be pretty easy. And you can start doing the other rituals, right? So you're kind of a mage at this point. You'll be casting transmutation, that means something. And then this is the next side, right? So now, once you unlock this and you get this achievement, bam, right? Spellforge time. So this is going to be just like your creation, right? Spellforge, you'll clay form this as well and tap it with transmutation. Again, I'm not going to force you to have to do... Oh, you need like a temporal gear for this. You get a temporal gear. You get a temporal gear, right? Here, you should have obsidian because I think obsidian's cool because it's my favorite stone in the game. You know? I think it works. I think it works well. You would get that. You would be able to create your grimoires. This is something like, I mean, you know, the Sanctum should be clayform too. The wand, the staves are going to be pretty easy to get. The new way you can, like, you know, change your spell on the fly just by sneaking and then, you know, changing it. Like, I think that's going to be awesome. Like, the whole thing plays so much better now. But this right here, because it's going to be the general use spells, like, it's going to be a smaller pool, right? But this is kind of where we're at now. What do people think about the current Spellforge system? Like, is it fine that, like, you kind of reach into the void and try to, you know, at least for an initial stage, right? Like, I know I'm going to get the feedback, well, it would be nice if we can put extra effort in to get a guaranteed drop, right? Like, I feel like that's not tier 1. You know, I'm thinking for, like, the tier 1 gameplay loop, you make these 3 things that you will use in tier 2 and in tier 3, right? Like, these are your staples. This you will also be able to use in tier 2 and tier 3 and, like, staple more things onto it. But I personally think the current spell creation system, it's RNG, but it works. Because I don't even know where to start with, like, a research thing. I'm trying to think of it now. Hold on here. Half and half, baby. It's good. But what I would love to do is I would love to have, like, maybe an initial workbench, a research table. And you go to this research table, and I love how Thaumcraft had, like, the viz, and you would, like, you know, like, connect the dots with, like, the different things, right? Like, that was cool. I want a system where you are, like, doing some kind of mini game to progress. I think that would be cool, but I think separate from that, what I'm trying to do is have it to where, like, things are, like, certain parts of the mod are locked behind achievements. You know, so let me see if I could pull up something here. See if I can just get an image here. Yeah, so something like this. I know. There we go. Right? This is what I'm going for. You know, it's like you unlocked this, right? And then maybe, and the guidebook, I think, needs to be a little separate, right? Maybe something like a little separate. Or maybe it could be the same thing, right? But you have your first thing, right? You unlock magic. And then that unlocks this, you know, or you know, I could subdivide this up, however, right? Like, maybe you can get everything right up to this line, you know, and this is like the beginning, right? Because I don't want to nickel and dime you, but you know what I mean? And then like, oh, I can make all this, and now that I made this and this, the next achievement unlocks, right? So, you know, bam, right? And now you're into I don't know, spell creation, right? So I want you to, like, unlock things as you go, right? Because I think that's a pretty that makes spell research feel more meaningful, other than what it is right now, which basically you could ignore it, right? Like, it's just me to trickle guides to you, like, you know, spoon feed you guides. But something like this, where it's not too, because I have way too many achievements right now. I have way too many. I was really trying to give everyone, like, the highlights, like all the important things that I thought were, like, vital, You know what I mean? Like, I got a lot of things. Acquire a utility block, right? Like, oh yeah, acquire an Arcanus. Why? Just make the damn wand. You know, like in the current version, just make the damn wand. You should be going from the workbench to the wand, right? Not hop, skipping, stopping. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I need to play with this new update to give my assessment. Once I'm done connecting the dots, like I said, like I've said many times, anyone who's a supporter, you will have access to it if you want, right? Like if you want to try it out, it's probably going to be buggy, but I can fix the stuff like super fast. But as you saw, like that one crash, like, oh, you know, give me 15 seconds here, hold my drink. Like, I do want people to really kick this around because, and the focus is tier 1 right now. If this new flow works well, then I can start, you know, collecting ideas for like tier 2, right? Because that means that, oh, the Rift Weaver, right? That suddenly becomes something that's in the Clayform system, right? Those charges can kind of come, like I have all these ideas, right? You got the new essence types, right? You got all the magic blocks here start to unlock. I don't know what the hell's in here. Oh, yeah, the Essence Attunement, right? Gateways. I think that's a pretty beefy tier 2 right there. And then, of course, tier 3 is going to be like all the specialty wands, lunar and soul magic, and then like pet summons, things like that. The extra effort to get better odds definitely isn't a bad idea, but we already have one step of that with the school-based ciphers, so I could see something like that being tier 2 plus. Yeah, right? Like, and that would be an add-on to this. You know, maybe in tier 2 you can create not only the Rift Weaver but the, you know, the pedestal or whatever I call it. And then by linking those two things together, maybe you can put a grimoire you already discovered or a cipher, maybe a grimoire, right? And then it enhances the chances of that, right? Based on giving something up. You know what I mean? So maybe you still discover it, you still research it, but once you got it, or if you could borrow a friend's, right, and be like, oh, I need to make a copy of this. Right, I want a better chance. Yeah, I can do that for tier 2. In tier 1, it's all right if it's RNG. Maybe in tier 2 and 3, add some mechanic, making it more complex to research spells. But maybe guarantee the drop you want. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, I'm talking about just tier 1 only. We're in a vacuum. Tier 1's all that exists right now. I think the RNG is okay. I think it's all right. Let's see. Wait, where can you store the tablets exactly? Bookcases. All tablets are right there. You could just pop them right in a bookcase. Kind of fun if tier 1... wait, hold on. I'm missing some stuff here. I'm reading stuff out of order. Make it more complex. It makes sense, and it's kind of fun for tier 1. Feels a bit clunky. The more advanced mage. Okay, yep, I read that. Wait, we're going to store tablets. I just showed you the options, what options you have. I chose bookcases because the game itself, like at first I was going to use these things, right, that you put molds on. But the vertical rat and the bookcases use the same JSON attributes, so you got to pick one or the other. Bookcase worked, so you slide them in a bookcase for now. But let's see, I see there are storeable on shelves for starter tier 1 mages. That's out of reach. Well, I mean, you would store your tablets in a chest, right? I mean, just get a reed basket and put them in. That's how you could do it initially, until you can, you know, carpenter it up. I'll start a new world to test. Yeah, my man. A tier 1 RNG would be fine if it wasn't getting 10 instances of True North in a row. It's RNG, Spetsy. The game has no idea. RNG has no idea what it was what recently rolled. That's what RNG is, man. And you'll still get that. Now the question is, you know, there are other ways to go about it, right? Maybe a way to go about it, right, is in the refund itself, right? So I think what I would have to do is get more of a cost for the initial creation, because right now it just costs you, basically it costs you the runes around, right? On success, it consumes those, and you get a runic scroll back, but you would have to turn it back into a cipher, right? So you are pretty much like, you can reset if you don't like it, but it's still costing you essence, right? There would have to, and the reason why it's costing you essence is because it costs you practically nothing to run this process, right? So I would have to, like, to change it, maybe to make it feel better, I would have to have that initial cost, right, for creation. You know what I mean? Like, everything should cost something, right? There's no free lunches. And first thing I thought was, well, what if you could reset it into a blank spell cipher again, right? And then just put it back in. It would save you. It would save you the essence of having to, like, throw it back in, but you're also going by maybe old essence costs. I think I used the old ones, but there's nothing that says, right? You throw that in. Let's link this. There we go. And require 250, right? So yeah, it's gonna take 250 essence, but is that really so bad? You know what I mean? Especially since you can make more than one of these. You're gonna be able to clay form these, right? Where's the cost? Where's the cost? The amount in monies. Oh shoot, what are you gonna burn in these now? Oh, ooh. Oh, what are you gonna burn? You can't make Arcanus right now. Yeah, you can't make Arcanus this early on. Shit, they're gonna have to burn, like, primordial fragments. Do I have that in already? Come on, past Vice, you lazy bastard. You better have these in. Yes! Oh, thank you. Thank you, past Vice. You beasted. How much essence do you even get for these? It's probably gonna be a little pop. Oh, it's like watching paint dry. All right, what do we get? We got 5. Ooh. I'm gonna need some feedback on this. I'm gonna need some feedback, because you can kind of get these for free now just by processing stuff in here. You know what needs to happen? I need you to be able to put in something in here from vanilla to help with initial conversion. Something that gets you by. That in a pinch, right? Early game. Quartz, right? Well, not quartz, because you find a little bit of quartz and you have literally a mountain of it. Maybe it has to be maybe it's not that. Maybe the crystals. Did I do that? Nope. Maybe you could just burn the crystals in here. Maybe. The rust crystals? What do people think? Oh, it knows. It hates me. and you know it. I'm just saying, take Lady Luck out, you know, like buy her a meal, tell her she's got pretty eyes, and see where it goes. My experience, the time is more of a cost than the resources. I was spending weeks in game trying to get a spell I want. If I wasn't playing in a village with dedicated jobs doing things, I wouldn't have time for that. Although that was more of an issue past tier 1. Yeah, tier 1's, past tier 1 it's going to be a little different. You already have temporal gears in there, don't you? I do, but yeah, I guess that could be the link. Maybe rusty gears too. Let me take a look here. Rusty gear. I could just look at the code and stop being lazy. Yeah, you could pop a rusty gear in there too. So I have rusty gears and temporal gears, which is exactly why I have primordial fragments in there. And that's why primordial fragments are 5, because I think a rusty gear gives you like 20. Why not Rusty Dust? Because I feel like Rusty Dust, you should process it more. You kind of get an abundance of it. I want you to work the Rusty Dust into something else. You know, I feel like it's a little too raw of a component. And the stuff, like, it's going to drop off of, like, Rusty Dust is going to drop off of, like, Drifters now, Shivers, Bowtorn, right? You'll be able to, you know, you got your classic farms. I don't want you to get a stack of 64 of this super cheap Rusty Dust that's just sitting there, right? Throw it in, and all of a sudden it's like... Unless I literally give you 1 essence per Rusty Dust. Like, I could do that if people want, but I also feel like it's an opportunity to, like, convert Rusty Dust into something else, you know? Rusty Dust you also get so much of once. You get a supply of seeds. Yeah, you just get flooded with it, right? I want you to, like, process it into something, right? Some kind of conversion. They're basically free after getting the snowball going. Yeah. Come on, it's 20 essence, right? I should get up to 25. Yeah, so it's 20 essence per. All right. So maybe those numbers are not that bad. And remember, that's the base number. If you put the rune stones around, then those odds are better too. Maybe I'm better off than I thought. Because my only concern was like, well, how do you get, you know, how do you initially, like, I just made this, I just did the ritual. How do I get some initial essence to start burning things? Temporal gears, like, in base game, they're kind of rare. You know what I mean? You're not going to be throwing in a temporal gear or two here to just unlock magic, right? To, like, get past the initial hump. I don't know, guys. Should I make it to where you could put in Rusty Dust? Although you don't have a lot of Rusty Dust in the very beginning anyways, so that doesn't help. Like, I'm almost forcing you to get, like, rusty gears in the beginning. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Right, because what happens here? I have nothing on me. At this stage right here, I have Rift Blooms, right? So I have Rift Bloom seeds, the plants, Rusty Dust, and Shifting Fibers. I have Rustic Compound, right? Let's look at the tablets. I can make the Rift Anchor, and I can make the, the Rift Anchor for, like, the Rust Crystal and the Rift Bloom. I can make a Rustic Compound. Maybe you could burn that? Because at least it's had one hop. You know what I mean? I don't know. Should it burn a Rustic Compound? And I guess, how much essence would you get for one Rustic Compound? Is it like 3 essence per? Probably not. It would have to be more. Temporal gears are rare, but what else would you use them? I'll be using them for after the first one for the respawn point. Well, some people, Spetsy, play with only 20 respawns in their world, and you got to keep using temporal gears to do that. I also want to account for other mods too that may want to use a temporal gear. That's just my initial thing, right? Like, temporal gear is kind of valuable, but then again, you can also get the mod like the Rust and Rot mod, where like some of those super easy things that spawn everywhere, like literally 80% chance of dropping a Rusty gear. And I will still keep it, right? Like, you will be able to use a Rusty gear. I just can't expect someone who's like just started a world, right? Not established or anything, and then wanting to actually use the obelisk that they just created. You know what I mean? Rusty gears can be found in caves. That's true. They can be. Yeah, and the rusty and the temporal gears are used in transporters. Right? I'm just trying to think, like, what do you have available to you and what makes sense? I kind of feel like with the amount of essence that I'm going to be expecting you to use, like, hold on, let's do this. Enchanted stone, or not, yeah, to make enchanted stone, right? Because you will need enchanted stone. So let's get bunch of stone. We'll use church. Hold on, I see a bunch of no recipe found for none. Want to listen to this again. I need to get rid of that print statement. It's a little much. No recipe found. Here we go. There we go. That should be better. We got way too many windows open here. Holy crap. How many monitors are you using? 2. I want more, but I'm poor. I would love to get, like, one more monitor, like, right here, right above. Kind of tilt it in a little bit so I could kind of, like, throw things up and, like, move things around. Would love that. But I got 2. It's enough. It's enough. It just means the other window here gets stacked quite a bit. Or better yet, it'd be kind of cool to, like, use it here, but then I have the microphone in the way, so I think, yeah, having it there would be good. Maybe Santa can get a raise this year, and then get me another monitor for Christmas. We'll see. We'll see. I think Santa needs to buy me a new damn keyboard. That's what I think needs to happen. This thing is old. Let's see. The way I play that way. but it takes a while to burn through 20. How many monitors? Yeah, that's my current setup. Third monitor above is nice. Oh, I bet. I bet. What was I? Oh, yeah, that's right. I was pulling this out. Right, so I got 25, right? So basically, to process a stack of 64, right? Here, let's pull up the old calculator, right? So 64. Yeah, so to make a stack, right, that'd be 192 essence you would need. I think I need to increase the essence that you get from burning things. Those are the old values. I want you're going to need a lot of essence now. This is a full-fledged system. So that being the case, right? How many rusty gears, right, would it take to create a stack of 64 enchanted stone? That's really what I need to determine right now. What is that initial cost? And then the idea is you would take this enchanted stone into like tier 2, right? And then you would turn that enchanted stone into netherite or into astrolith, right? So you will need to create a lot of essence. So what if let's pull this up. Let's do this. I'm bumping them up. Just gonna shotgun it in. Let's do it. Obelisk. Now, if I was really cool, oh yes, I would have created variables for this. Good. So, my gut tells me add a 0. Right? One rusty gear will get you 200. That is going to be basically a little extra, but it's going to be a stack of 64. A stack of 64 enchanted stone. Right? The primordial fragment, right? I mean, that would go up to 50. I think that's pretty fair considering how I have the mana infusion thing to pretty much turn a temporal or a rusty gear into a primordial fragment, right? But that wouldn't be the conversion for this, but I think 50 essence for a fragment is pretty good. And then the temporal gear, 1600? How does that sound? What are we thinking? What are we thinking for this stuff? And you know, I hate to say it, I don't think you should be burning Arcanus in here if I'm going to have this kind of to be the solution. Right? Because you will be able to get free primordial fragments from using the furnace. You will be able to get these from drops from all rust creatures, because I'm gonna be attaching primordial fragments and rusty dust to them as drops, right? So you could farm that way. Let me take a look at primordial fragments again here. Oh, and you know what? This is it. This is it. Because that could be pretty steep. But what about burning a rustic compound directly in, right? Because you already turn it into an essence ash. So that seems like a pretty decent fuel source. Maybe not 50, right? But what about like a 15 or 20, 25? You know what I mean? Maybe not 25, maybe 15 or 20. 20 would be like max, I think. Right, so I could do public int. I think it's a good idea. What do people think? Yeah, you needing a lot more essence now. The numbers probably need to be higher. Yeah. Because I'm thinking... I mean, those are... The rustic compounds are so... They're going to be so easy to make. So easy. Honestly, I'm thinking like 10 to 15 for the initial. Because it takes 2 rusty dust. Hold on. Where is it? Tablet. Here it is. Rustic compound. Hold on. Throw that. Oh. Put that right in there, right? 2 rusty dust, 2 shifting fibers, and rot to make 1. It's cheap. And you can mass produce this, right? I could be throwing stacks here. And really, it's that and a spritz of transmutation every once in a while to charge your foundry. And in the beginning, you can make those, right? Like, you'll be able to throw a couple in. Because how many... So if it's... Oh, man, you'd have to make 19, right? 19 if it's at that rate. Let's pull up a calculator, right? Let's do... So what was it? 196? Let's just say 200. So 200 divided by... let's just say 15, right? So to make a stack of 64... You know what? It's got to be more. It's got to be. It would take 13, about 13, rustic compounds to get enough essence, to burn enough essence to get a stack of 64. I think it needs to be higher. I mean, if I make it 20 each, right? I mean, type. Yeah, that's 10. It's 10. So then 10. You make 10 rustic compounds, and you can burn all that to get enough essence to convert things into a stack of 64 enchanted stone. I think that's a pretty good starting base, I think. I mean, to make 10, right, that's going to be 20 rusty dust, 20 shifting fibers. And you're not going to need a stack of 64 in the beginning either. I'm going to go. Maybe it's got to be 20. All right, so let's get rid of all of this so I can say essence generate amount, and I will say rustic compound. And you know what? It will take you 15 seconds to do. It'll be pretty quick. I'm not gonna penalize you a lot. You throw your stuff in there, right? Every 15 seconds, you can pop out 20 essence. I think that's pretty good. It's perfect, Vice! Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And I'm trying to get, like, baseline stuff. Just when I get people trying it out, right? I'm putting my best foot forward with this. Let me copy this. Paste. Instead of primordial fragment, this will be rustic compound. Whoops. Compound. This is going to be rustic compound. Copy this. Paste. Yep, this is the upgrade cap. There we go. So it should be able to process that stuff. Let me save and leave. Here, we'll quit that. I gotta save that. We need to go into the item stack now, and I have to allow, or the item slot. I have to go into the item slot and allow the rustic compound from the obelisk. Here we go, obelisk fuel. And we are going to prune out some other stuff like the Arcanus. We will get rid of all of the Arcanus. And this will be rustic compound. Kind of rearrange this a little bit. I'm going to leave that commented out because maybe I will add something with the Arcanus itself, but for now you're not going to be able to do anything with it. So rustic compound, primordial fragment, rusty gear, or temporal gear. Sounds good. So again, put all that in. I'm just going to copy that if statement, and then I need to paste it here. There we go. So that should restrict what you could put in that item slot. I'm going to rebuild. Man, this is good. Man, I've been drinking a lot of this. It's kind of make me have to pee. Oh boy. I don't want to get up yet, though. I'm right in the middle of stuff. Okay, so now I should be able to pop one of these in. There we go. And it's starting to go. This should give me, what would we say, 20, right? It was 20. 15 seconds. There we go. Yeah, from 25 to 45. I think that's pretty fair. I notice this is not subtracting any essence, so I totally forgot to put that part in. The actual, like, subtraction. I totally forgot. Let's see. It's not the foundry. It's not that portal. It's not the GUI. GUI. Let's see. It's not... Oh, it's here. It's in here. Scroll down a little bit. I'm gonna shotgun this in. This is not the way to do it, but we are shotgunning this in. So in here, I'm going to make sure I get what you're connected to, right? And then I'm going to subtract this, right? So this equals, probably just do this minus the amount, right? Is this a float? It is a float. Is this a float? That's an int. That's not what I want. Essence infusion. Here we go. Required essence amount. That's what I want. Put that in and put that in. So this will obviously be for the Devouring Void. And then this will be, let's copy this, for the Celestial Prism. And then what I would need to do after that is mark these dirty. Whoops. Mark dirty, true, right? So the server can update the client. Paste, paste. Change this to Celestial Prism. Change this to Obelisk. Man, my teeth are starting to float. I may have to take a break. Take a 5. All right. So 45. Snap. 42. There we go. Let's make sure that it is correct. We're going to reload the world. That should still say 42. Lot sugar. Yep. Starting to get antsy. Woo. He's getting sugar high. There we go. Yep. Did another. Perfect. And it's just ticking down. Okay. Yeah. I think this is going good. This is going good. Very good. What else do I work on? Break time? Yeah, I'm starting to lose my train of thought a little bit. Maybe it is break time. So we got this going. Oh, wait, before break time, I did notice something bizarre. I should be able to take this. Right. Here, let's take all that off. I'll just throw it into the void. No recipes registered for this. No recipe. So what I need to do is come back into here. Let's scroll up. It should be in here. Yeah, Runic Scroll Tier 1. Spell Cipher, so that's what I'm looking for. Let's check the Tier 1 Spell Cipher Tier 1, right? So it's right there. Time, neutral, the essence amount, spell cipher empty, tier 1, so that's fine. And this is here. And it is registered. So yeah, this should be working. Why is it not working? Let's see. It's okay. So if that's registered right, it's got to be in here. But something is wrong. Let's scroll down. I need to see. Let's see this. No recipe found. Oh, it's getting into here, so it's not. There's something else here. All right, here. Comment that out. Paste that in. What do you see for recipe name? What do you see for the recipe name? I'll get to the bottom of this. No recipe found for spell cipher empty tier 1 neutral. No recipe found for none. Oh, I have more things around here. Shoot. I'm seeing these ticking too. Sorry. Scorched Earth. Break it all. I think I got it all. I think this is the only one. Okay. Perfect. So it says spell cipher empty tier 1 neutral. Spell cipher empty, tier 1 neutral. And then in the furnaces here, copy paste. Tier 3, tier 3, tier 3, tier 2, tier 2, tier 2, tier 1. It should be correct. Weird. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something minor. You know what? I probably am missing something minor. Let's do a search based on this. What do we got? That's the enum right there. This is the only place it's being used, so it's not like a double registry. This is where I add it. Unless I spelled this wrong. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Let's pull up the actual item. I think I spelled it wrong. Tool. Spell cipher empty. Alright, let's move this over. So, here we go. Spell cipher empty. Just copy that. Right? And then tier 1, TIER 1, and then neutral. And then none after it. I don't have the none. Crap, that would have been the whole name. Gonna have to do it for all of these. Here. That's the default that you would be getting. Yep. All right. Well, let's save and quit. All right. Right after this, I will be taking a quick bathroom break. There we go. All right. So basically, I'm just gonna have to shotgun none in a bunch of places here. All right. So there's this one. None, 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 none. Okay. Right in here, this is going to be none. None, none, none. And then in here, right, I'm going to have to go into each one of these. I gotta pee! This takes too long! Now that I said it, everything's like lagging. Great. Screw you too, computer. There we go. Vice, your eyes are leaking. My teeth are floating. Let's see. I just want to get this in, right? Want to get this in. Why are his eyes watering? I'm just so happy. It stings. Son of a bee. Nothing. Nothing. All right, let's pull up the other runic scrolls. Let me just make sure that I'm not. There we go. I'm not like I didn't screw everything up. Okay, so nothing there. Nothing there. So it's affecting all of the runic scrolls. Let's throw that one away. But if I throw that in, that's perfectly fine. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna throw this in, and I'm just gonna let it set. It may not be. It may be processing, just not showing me up top because I may have to change the you know, the actual information. So it could be processing. Could be. All right, everyone. I'll be right back. We'll just kind of look at this there. Movable. There we go. All right, I'll be right back. So I picked up some Doritos. They were just there. I forgot about them on the counter. Maybe soon. All right, what was I doing? Oh yeah, this isn't working. Let's see here. Oh, I wonder why it's not working. How much essence is it going to cost to actually do this? I need to connect this to an admin version. Which, you know what? This could be confusing, right? This could be quite confusing. Let's go back into here. Crap. There it is. Wait, where is it? Let's go up to block info. So, if you're processing something... See, right now, there is no processing going on. Right? Because it's coming into here, and it's registering a correct recipe, updating the meshes. Run ArcLight Furnace start, right? So it comes in here, and I'm getting all the information. And then we're going back to here. And then I'm running it through to see if it can be output, right? So this is just looking at space. Is all this is doing. clean that up a little bit. And if you don't have the space, it kills it right there on the vine. And then if the essence amount is greater than or equal to the essence infusion required essence amount, right? So if this, it's not increasing this, right? But it would have a total time. Okay, I think I know what I need to do in here. So if this does not equal null, yeah, there's a whole other side up to this here. So I have to do this and, whoops, none. Love Doritos. Yeah, Pavadigan. These are the spicy nacho. I like the spicy nacho. But yeah, I love Doritos. I love Doritos. We're good. So I want to... wait, I'm doing it here though, right? If the available essence... It's just not even calling this. Not even getting to here. It's basically... It's stopping, I believe, right here. Right where this line is. Which... I think it's this that's stopping the rest of it from being read. Which means I may want to rethink this. I may want to rethink what I'm doing here. Let me cut this out. I think I just need to put this here. The weird part, it's saying no recipe found for spell cipher, empty tier 1, neutral, none. So it's actually saying there's no recipe right now. Put that back in there. Let me fix that problem first. No recipe found. Oh, wait. There is a recipe. Hold on. I'll just do recipe. There we go. Yep. It sees it. It's valid. Okay. So let me go back up here. Let me go back up. Love the spicy nachos too. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. And now the bag's sitting there. It's unopened. But I may start crunching on them. I'm hungry. So then why am I not seeing any additional information? I think I do need to cut this out. And just kind of paste this in here, right? And what I could do is do this and... Right? Because I still want to do an initial check to make sure that there's an item in there. And if there is an item in there and you got something, right, then I can I can kind of come down. So the essence infusion, let me see if it's getting into here. Armor references, logger. Spicy. Getting a lot of spices. It's getting into here. So what does it think the essence amount is that is required? What does it think this is? 0? 250. 0.0000250. Have a lot more of these furnaces around. See any there? See any there? Do I have some up here? They hidden? I broke all. Get rid of that. Okay. Any others here? It's still spamming 0 to 50. Oh, what is that? Oh, that was one of the old ones. Okay. Damn things are hidden everywhere. Okay, there's a lot less zeros now. A lot less. Got any more? Fine, I will add a stupid, dumb, stupid block position. There we go. So now I can see exactly where these stupid things are. Where are we? Oh, snap. All those zeros are coming from... the 250 and the 0, it's all coming from the same block position. So let's keep going. World or this dot API dot world dot side plus. Just keep adding to this, right? There we go. Put a pipe in there. Plus, there we go. So I'll see the side, the position, and then my info. So the client sees 250 and then it goes to 0. This is all the client. Oh, no duh. Yeah, it's only going to be client side because the print statement is where this makes sense. This makes sense. Okay. So it's not an issue here. I think it's going to be an issue further down to here. Thing? Kind of curious. Now we're getting something more here, so it's flashing, right? Like it's flashing. So not enough essence. Now we got to go back up to here. Wait, wherever lock info is, right? We got to figure out what is unhappy. This right here. essence processing time, and the current time. Oh, this is doing a refresh. Wait a minute. I think if I may be so bold as to do that. Too bold. Yeah, see, okay, so this is null. This is null. Let me undo that. So this is being aggressive with resets right now. Okay. Aha. Hey, let's not reset this constantly. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Just stop. God damn it. You're gonna drive me to eat a Dorito. How could you, you monster? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, they're so good. Holy shit, they're thin. These are so brittle. Wow. Mm. Mm. Oh, yeah. There we go. It was aggressively resetting it before. Right? Now if I throw this one in, that one's going to work. And that one's going to work. Reason why I didn't pick this up before... Yeah. Reason why I did not pick this one up before is because I was using the admin versions, which had infinite essence. Which is also why I missed the, you know, the consumption of the essence. That logic as well. Alright. This is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I'm going to move these a little closer. So they're right in front of me, and I just want to... Oh, look at them. Mm. 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 This is a good day. Okay. Not enough essence to process. Let's doctor that up here. Whoops. Not enough essence to process. I gotta make a stupid localized key for this. So angry. You know what? Just kidding. I'm not going to. The FFE. Those are the summoned items. Okay, this, I believe, is the specific color red that I want. I'm not going to make a localized key yet. I haven't. I'm going to have to go back and make a bunch of keys. I could do that, like, as people are playtesting, though. Part of, like, the cleanup. There we go. Right? Pops out red. What else should I make red here? Total time remaining. Total time... That should be, so time remaining and total time. It's damn good. I don't know. Does the information look okay? If you were to use this, would you be like, I know exactly what's going on here? I kind of tell you everything you need to know. Seems good to me. All right, Spetsy, my man. All right. So, connecting dots, right? Connecting dots. Let's go back. Let's go into a new world. New world. I'm gonna do a rebuild, right? Here we go. Continue. Oh my god, this one has so much flavoring on it. I will say RBM playtest. Delete me with a heart. There we go. Great. Oh man, that was so good. Oh, now I'm looking at the other chips. They don't look as good. Oh my god, that side! Holy crap! Huh? Doritos, you son of a bitch. Damn, that's good. You know what? This guy doesn't look homeless enough for me. I need to really... Like, what is this? Oh, I'll make him look like me, kinda. I got shortish hair. I don't have any extra hair. You know what? We'll give me kind. Let's get some stubble going on. There we go. We'll go. Here we go. And perfect. Perfect. I always do the tuba on the high pitch. And we'll become a rust mage. Alright. So let's game mode 2. You find rusty dust, bam, right? You become a mage. In collecting things, right? So I'm thinking where's my document? Here we go. You got the achievement. You can get a wand. You can create your foundry. You can get tablets, right? Right? Could magic chalk be a separate achievement? Creating magic chalk, getting magic chalk. Maybe, right? Because of rituals. Yeah, Cheeto dust, or not Cheeto dust, a Dorito dust all on my shirt. I think maybe this could logically separate it out. And then creating your obelisk, right? Because when you create the obelisk, I don't want a lot of achievements, but I feel in the beginning, I gotta give you... It's gonna be like a tight 3 to 4 achievements. Now, if you have everything, you'll be able to rush through in like 5 minutes or less and get these achievements. But unlocking magic gives you pretty much all the foundry, right? So let's do this in practice, right? So I just got the first achievement, unlock magic, and it opens stuff up. Let me just get a stick. Right? Because now I can kind of come down, meditate. Sticks in my hand. Oh my god. These Cheetos. Cheetos, Jesus Christ, Doritos. I want Cheetos. Holy crap. Right? Got the wand. Might as well meditate. You notice, for creating that wand, I gave you magic experience. You're welcome. Right? Now you're a mage. You can cast transmutation. Perfect. Old man, maybe. As long as you have this in the manual. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewrite the manual. Right? That's happening. Like I need to plan it out though, so I know what's changing in the manual. So like, you know, when you unlock magic, or let's get the manual. Manuel. Bam. Right? So this right here, Fear Beyond the Veil, right? Unlocking magic, and maybe magic basics. It'll probably unlock a couple achievements, right? So you would peer beyond the veil, right? So you unlock magic. The next achievement would be the magic chalk, and then essence generation, right? The neutral. I probably sketched this out. I think I may end up redoing a lot of the positions and stuff. Any items in this bag when the time is up will be consumed? Oh yeah, I can close that out. I can close this out now. Alright, so I got this. Yeah, it'll be in the manual. Let's get this, right? I clay form it, I fire it. Bam, I have this. You could do this as a non-mage too. Right? I'm not going to stop you from molding clay. But to finish it, you're going to have to cast transmutation on it. Bam, right? Now I can put it down. I would nap out my flint tablets. You would definitely want to make each one of these. Right, but we could do like, you know, the rustic compound. You would then, right, put this in. You got your portal. You can hold sneak and see what the heck you need. You would charge this. Right, so we could add some charge to it. Right, so again, you are using your mana to actually like do things. I think maybe that recipe charge cost should be maybe a little, either it needs to be a little lower, or maybe you need to get more charge per transmutation cast. I feel like 2 charge per isn't good enough. What if it's... I mean, transmutation costs only 2 mana right now. Oh, shit. I forgot. I have no protections. Rust sickness. Okay. You know what? I'm going to keep it too. I'll rely on people's feedback for that. Right? I would throw the things in. I would create that. I would make my magic chalk, right? So let's get magic chalk. Whoosh, I got it, right? So I would pick it up. I would unlock the next achievement, right? And that achievement would unlock rituals, of course. Now I can use rituals. I didn't have access to them before. I'd be able to do the Ritual of World Essence here. Right, there we go. We'll go back to Magic Runes. Place stuff down. I'd be able to read up on rituals. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. There we go. Oh, Maisie. Cat always comes into the room looking alarmed. Like, when have you ever been attacked in here? Like, I'll answer for you. You haven't. There we go. I need to flatten these. Let me add that to my list of things to do off stream. Flatten all ritual sigils. They are 3D still. There we go. That's just a visual, though. My cat is named Mazzy. She is a lovable cat, but also a shitbird. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Maisie. Like licking her ass right now over there. She's a little scaredy cat, so seeing her kind of prowling around is rare. My other cat, Bingley, he's a bit of a dick. Like that cat will just like straight up like be laying on the couch and you're too close, and it'll just like swat at you like out of my space. He could be kind of a jerk. Is this block again? Oh, I think I need to fix that too. Okay, blah blah blah, right? My cat is like that. Yeah, you know then. You know. What stone should I put in here? What should be the catalyst block? I want it to be any stone. This is a good question. Should there be a catalyst block there? Maybe there doesn't need to be one. No, there should be one. See, the problem is, you are not making enchanted stone yet. Right? You are not... You can't make enchanted stone yet. Shoot. What do we do? What do we do? Like normal stone? Any normal stone? See, this is the problem with that. Like, maybe I could do that. It's weird doing wild cards with stuff like this, though. Put any stone in there. What? I mean... I was thinking, like, clay form something, maybe? Like, what would go there, right? Like, do I have you clay form a little obelisk or something and it, like, creates it? Or no, that'd be weird. That'd be weird. Because it just kind of goes from this. It would use regular torches. This is the only one that would use, like, regular torches. Right? This is what the ritual would look like so far. So what would go there? Any stone? You think it should be like whole stone, cobblestone? What are you thinking? Could make a chiseled stone. Make a chiseled stone variant. I don't know. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Looks like it's gonna thunderstorm here. It's like getting darker and darker. Let me check the weather. Weather underground. Oh, we got some stuff going on. Special weather statement. Thunderstorms. Yay. that's why my cat is here. You scared? Scarouse. Okay, Maisie. Okay, sweetie. Glad to hear Weather Underground. Yeah. Love that place. Love that site. We got there's a weather station that someone's got like literally a 3-minute drive away from me. So like I can see from that full weather station what is going on around me. I love it. And there's one that one's like kind of south kind of like south west a little bit there. And then there's another one that's like kind of north a little bit. So we're kind of sandwiched in there. I use Radar Omega too. Yeah. What should this be? What should this be? Should it just be like a regular stone? Should I make it would seem silly to make like a chiseled variant of all the other stones that could be in the game. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of blocks for like something you use initially. It would almost make sense to use any kind of cobblestone, right? What state? New York. That's where I am. Let's do... It's like any kind of... Okay, so let's take a look here. So cobblestone, cobble skull, cobblestone slab. I think I could get away with this. So maybe I could have it to where you could use any kind of cobblestone. Right, something like that. And then you would cast transmutation. It would consume it, bam. Yes, perfect. All right, let me All right, let's change it. Maisie, sweetie, I know, honey. Gosh, people like does this thing where she's like rubbing against my leg, and she's got her tail's always up. She's like a skunk, and she like wraps her tail kind of around your leg, and then she like vibrates her tail. I'm like, God, I know, I see you, I know. I'm ignoring you for a reason. Stop. So I need to go into here. We need to look specifically for the Ritual of World Essence, which is right here. Instead of Enchanted Stone Ornate, I need to change this to Cobblestone. This needs to be Game Cobblestone, right? Because that's going to be for the highlight selection. Now we need to go down into Rituals. Into World Magic, and we need to do World Essence, right? Ritual of World Essence. This is the pattern checker right here. So I look in the area. Get the north, south, east, west. So in here, I would have to put cobblestone dash, and then that's what it would be trying to look for. All right, and then the last thing, I just need to double check that it is indeed torches, lit torches. Aha, see? No mana torches. I want this, which is torch basic lit up. Torch basic lit. We'll do that. I'm not going to specify up. If you have it like on the wall or something, it's fine. There we go. Which also means going back into here, Oh, you know, it's not going to be in here. I need to make sure that it knows about regular torches when it's trying to do this. All right, but either way, let's do a reload. Yes. Oh, pick one. She is marking you as hers. Is that what she's doing? She's playing with fire because she likes to like sit, like she comes up quietly and will sit in between my wheels here. So I'm in the habit of like looking down so I don't run her over when I like back up and get out. I know, Maisie. I know. You keep hearing your name and you don't understand. Let me break this. Let me first see. Right? So the block color has changed. If I put this here, missing fuel sources. Perfect. So it's saying it wants the rustic mana torch here, but no. This one is not going to take the rustic mana torch. I need to get into the block entity. World. Since I was really hoping for the ritual of world essence there. It may be in block. Maybe in block. The bitch. No, I don't have that there. Oh man, I'm gonna have to find surgically where this is. I think it's gonna be in here. Probably want to look for rustic. Oh, okay, yeah. Not capital. World essence. That's where it is. So up here in the highlights section, and go down to here. So it's going to want the reagent amount. Magic tier is too low. Missing fuel sources 4. Got to get my localized keys. Yeah, see, this one's specifically calling out the rustic mana torch. I need to make a new profile and just say, missing fuel sources. Make sure to use all the same fuel type. The fuel is a torch. I'm not going to say lit torch. You know what? You should read. You should just read. Read. There we go. So now I can come back into here and we can swap this out for 5. Throw in reagents. That's fine. Let's go back to World Essence. Right? So now down here, I'm going to do a check here and say block torch, right? So if it's block torch and let's take a look at the in-game torch here. Assets, survival, block types, move my water. Where's torches? Wood? Torch. There it is. So it's going to be torch, attributes, shapes, variants. Here we go. So it's going to have to be basic. Okay, so there's extinct, burnt out, and lit. I almost want to kind of change this contains. I think it's going to make more sense to change it. Because I can now say, like, if it contains block torch dash basic dash lit, you know what I mean? And then I don't care what the state is. So I can copy this, and we can paste, paste, paste. Here we go. Then this is going to be all block torch. It's fitting right under my chair. Awful lot of trust going on right now. It's an awful lot of trust. Oh man. All right, let's see what this says here. Oh, let's do reload Lang. Missing fuel sources. Okay. So it is saying that it's still missing fuel sources. Let me try and break this. Let's see. Yeah, missing fuel sources. Make sure you're using all the same type torch, right? Place it down. Okay. So what I need to do here is we need to go into the sigil fuel. I need to put in torch basic. There we go. We're gonna add torch basic. Gonna be this right here. We're gonna scroll on down. Oops, too far. The potency tier. Roll all the way up. And let's take a look at this, right? So unblock neighbor changed. All right, I'm cool with that. About here, where am I using this? Okay, so that's on initialize. I'm getting that, and let's go to here. So if this equals incomplete, then we're gonna try and get the fuel, right? Okay, so we do that. I'm forgetting one little part to this, and I don't remember what it is. Because right now we should have torch basic. Hold on. Scroll up. That right here. This is where I also need to change it. Torch basic. Now it should trigger. Yeah. Edit. I know it's mad. I just added an enum and the game was running. How could I? A monster. Alright, we're gonna have to save and quit. We will hop back in. I'll eat a chip. Why are you so good? All right, that's it. All done. Maisie, I can't give you any more treats today. You will die from obesity. Sorry, sweetie. Sorry, not sorry. Want you to live. FYI, there is a line of thunderstorms, and it has a few embedded severe ones. For what? What do you live in the same, you live around me? Are you telling me my weather? I need to see, oh, there's more to this. Currently placed fuel. What are we looking at? Ritual creation, destruction, balance. I live in Wisconsin, and I am. I don't know if you quite know where I live, my friend. I don't know. Just tell me you don't know where I live. Essence, world essence. I'm missing something. Damn it. What am I missing here? Magic tier 1. Ritual of world essence. It should be telling me to throw in the reagents. But instead, saying missing fuel source. Make sure you use all the same fuel type. And it wants the torch, right? Unless, let's go back down here. Am I getting into here? Doesn't matter. There's a large line. There's a large line somewhere. I was thinking when I was looking at the radar, I didn't see like a large line. Let me look here. Hold on. There we go. Map. Refresh on that. Show me the radar. I'm not seeing anything coming. Seeing anything at all. Hold on. God damn it. This damn website. Oh, here we go. Here we go. No, it's not. Nothing's hitting me. Wish I could share my radar. Yeah. I'm trying to. I don't know. I don't even know, man. This is what I'm doing. I'm looking outside. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. I see blue, so. I see some blue. Little do I know, the angle I'm looking at is probably the center of the tornado that's about to touch down. I see a little blue. It's fine. It's fine. It's a little darker. What am I doing? Snow. Hold on. I'll rebuild. This dot currently, or you know what? Just get to here. Just get to here. Just like that. I want to make sure that it is indeed getting into here. It is not. It is not getting into there. Torch basic lit, right? So if it contains... Oh, I forgot these. I forgot to prune that out. So it was looking for one torch in one area, and the other torches were canceling it out. There it is. Throw reagents in. Cast transmutation. It wants 4 Arcanus. Nope. We're changing that. It's going to take no Arcanus to make this bad boy. Maisie, sweetie. Like, I can't give you... You know what she's going to do? When I get up, she tries to, like, corral me. She will, like, dart in front of me and try to lead me to where the treats are. And then, like, meow. Or she'll try and lead me to, like, they have their own room with the food and water. And she will corral me there and then jump over the little gate and then look back at me at her food and water and start eating and drinking and periodically just, like, look back at me. Is she overweight? You know, actually, I don't think she's too bad. I think she's, like, considered acceptable. My other cat, Bingley, he is a big chungus. Maisie's pretty good. She looks big, but she has long hair. I think she's a relatively. This cat eats a lot though. I feel like the treats are equivalent to giving her a cheeseburger directly. She's had too many cheeseburgers today. And it's funny because like my other cat, Bingley, he's fat. He's a fat cat. But he doesn't really eat the treats. He'll like lick one of the treats, and then like Maisie will come and like gobble those up. Although he eats his like regular cat food, like he's never gonna eat again. Cat running shepherd dog software. Yeah, this cat keeps like meowing, looking up at me. Cat. Animals. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna get a drink. That's what I'm gonna do. So good. So good. All right. So for a fuel source now, fuel. Let's go into the transmutation spell. Man, now Pavadigan, you got me thinking, like, is there a line of storms coming? It's like getting darker. That little patch of blue is gone. Could be. Rain. What should you throw in here? Should it just be like four primordial fragments? Could it be that? Hold on, I will tell you where it is getting bad. Nah, you don't have to. You don't have to. I wanna go with the illusion that like I'm anonymous and no one knows where I live. Just give that to me, man. Just give that to me. Jesus Christ, cat. Yes. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Don't meow back at me like a counterpoint. Meow. Go lay down. Jesus Christ, cat. This is gonna be for rituals, right? So world essence, right? Ritual world essence. I need to change it here, right? Because it needs to be torch. And then I should just be able to change it here, right? So instead of normal Arcanus, actually the severe weather went away. What is it, coming over to me now? Primordial fragment. Could it just be like 4 primordial fragments, right? 4 primordial fragments, and you can create an obelisk. Does that sound fair? That sound fair? Or should it not be 4? Should it be like 1? I don't know. Let's see, at this stage of the game, you have Rusty Dust, Shifting Fibers, Rustic Compound. I'm thinking, why not 4 primordial fragments? That's 1 rusty gear, right? 1 rusty gear's worth. Depending on how you break it down. All right. Primordial fragment. I'm still keep this here, and it creates that. It's a me, Mario. Quiet, you. There we go. And sounds fair, I think. Yeah, we will have to test it out. Yeah. All right, let's give this a try. Primordial fragment. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Insufficient mana. I don't have an admin block out. There we go. We'll put it right there. Perfect. Boom, baby. Oh, Duh, the orb is now null. There is no orb anymore. I actually need to take that whole bit completely out. Because this used to ride off... yeah, this right here, the projectile. The projectile is going to be none. There's not going to be one. Save that. I'm going to have to prune this out of all the rituals. But I think it's going to be better this way. There we go. So in here, right, because it's no longer... Well, technically it would still be this. Do that, and then in spell base... do that. That should clear that up. All right, now let's try it again. I'm gonna have to touch all of my stuff here. Yeah, that sounds fair, I think. Radar Omega blinks the outline block for warnings across the U.S. That's pretty cool. You know, I gotta look into that because I don't think I've heard of that. I use Weather Underground, and it's one of those things where I'm using Weather Underground like recently, like within the last year, kind of recently. Normally, it was just like, whatever, right? Like, a storm comes or something, I'll find out the night before. I'll have to look at that, Pavadigan. I'll have to look at that. It's a really good cover of the Loop Hero song. Insufficient mana? You cheeky, cheeky little devil, you. I'm just gonna meditate. There we go, that's all I need. Just a couple mana. Boom, baby. Well, I got the obelisk, but it did not eat those torches. I wanted to eat those torches. Oh, that being said... Tempt block consumption... Copy paste, right? Because I got to create a profile for this. It's going to be, if this is block torch. Wait a minute. If I do this, it will eat any torches in the area. You know what? Clean up your space. Clean up your space. All I have to say. This is going to be torch dash basic dash lit. We're not working on any RNG here. Oh my god, cat. You gotta stop, honey. Go lay down. Go play with the new cat toy I just got you. Do something. Go get a job. Maisie, I gotta have a talk to you here. We gotta have the talk. Have you seen the other Twitch cats? There's this thing called Cat Cam. Yeah, it's called Cat Cam. And you could whore yourself out for bits. Did you know that? You know, maybe you should get on that, Maisie. Maybe you should do that, Maisie. If you want treats that bad, you gotta work for it. There we go. We'll just grab a bunch of stuff here. There we go. Try it again. Oop. So this was null, huh? This was null. Tep block consumption. So it's a torch, inert torch. Oh, duh. This This would not be right. This would not be right at all. I want this to be... The ID is going to be 0. Yeah, ooh. Close that. It may be really mad. Hey, not that mad. Alright, cool. Alright, place that back down, right? Looking good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it, let me get the admin block out. Come on, man. There we go. I'll make a line of them here. Perfect. Boop. Instant mana. That's it right there. See the spirals and everything? That Vice knows how to cook some stuff. Perfect. Right? So you would get this. I give you experience for that as well, right? Get a Bluetooth snack dispenser that gives a snack if someone gives enough bits. I should totally do that. Okay, good. She's gone. It's gone. I guess I just had to have the talk with her. She's like, work? I'm a cat of respectable morals. How dare you tell me to sell my body on Twitch? It's starting to get really fucking dark out. Really dark out. So that's working, all right? Okay, so you kind of go through, right? Yeah, blah blah blah. Now the next thing, like when you pick up that obelisk, right? When you pick up the obelisk, I will unlock the next achievement. Or you know what? Instead of unlocking stuff by picking it up, should I force you to, like, complete the ritual? Right? Like, you have to be the one to complete the ritual with transmutation. Because, like, I'm thinking, what's the point of having, you know, bumpers? If I could just be like, yeah, oh, you unlock this? Here you go. Ding! Now you unlock this. Here you go. Ding! Yep, now you unlocked all that and you can make all these other tablets. You know, like, maybe I need to rethink this. I should grant you this stuff on, like, completion, right? Like, maybe the magic chalk. Magic chalk is special. Maybe you could still pick that one up. But maybe for the obelisk, until you make an obelisk of your own and complete that ritual, you don't get the achievement. The cat's respectable morals with the money causes it to get free snacks. Yeah, right. It's either your pride or your tummy, Maisie. You get to pick. Food! Yeah. I'm really hoping that, like, everything feels like I'm taking another step towards ViesCraft. It's just I can't use their research. They have so many things, right? Like, it makes sense because of all the viz they have, right? All the viz. And having it to where, like, yeah, you have this symbol and this symbol, and you need to, like, connect them. That's pretty cool. But that is not what this mod is set up for, right? That's set up for a very specific type of foundation, right? Like, instead of 8 elements, I would have had to have, you know, 4 primary, and then you combo those 2 together, like 2 of each kind, right? So now you got 16 variants, and now you can make some stuff here and connect those, right? Like, make a web like that. It would work great with that, but I don't know if this mod is like that kind of mod, right? Like, I don't know what research means in this. Yeah, right? Mud essence, right? essence of, you know, muddy gravel. Also called Mutus gravalis. Yeah, alright, so... Yeah, you would get that, right? And then maybe that last one, right? You create this, and now you can, let's get the Arclight Furnace, right? Because now you would get the Arclight Furnace. And then you'd be able to link this together. All right, I need my protection here. Heart of Harmony. Where is it? There it is. Oh. There we go. All that poison just melts away. Right? So should this even be an achievement? Should you just be able to make the Arclight Furnace from let's see, let's close that. Should you just be able to get it from unlocking magic, right? Or should it be its own achievement? It's kind of an important step. And you know what? Maybe it could unlock by linking, right? Using the resonator to link to things is how you would get that achievement. Brilliant. Alright, so unlock magic. Get by unlocking magic. And then the magic chalk, yeah. So this one would be the achievement, rituals. Get magic chalk. Just pick it up, right? So this would be unlock magic. You get by unlocking magic. So this one would be essence generator. Get the essence generator. So this would be complete the ritual of world essence, right? And then for this one, it would be... Wow, that was some crazy-ass thunder. Essence Infusion. Link. And Arclight Furnace to an Essence Generator, right? Link an Arclight Furnace to any essence generator. I don't care, right? Little bit of both. Jesus Christ, more? No! The storm! But what would you be linking before having the Arclight? Well, you wouldn't be linking anything. But the goal is to like keep your bubble like this. You know what I mean? If I really wanted to be grumpy with it, not grumpy, but maybe a little more strict, right? To obelisk, right? There, if I could spell it. Right? Unlock magic, you unlock rituals, your essence generator, and then you unlock the essence infusion. At this point, you have the whole setup, you have a bunch of tablets, and you're ready. You should have everything you need to be able to get your Spellforge and start making your first grimoire already. I think that's saving a significant amount of time to just get into basic magic. This is good. Oh, hi, Bingley. Did you hear that too? Squinting at me? But my cat acknowledges me by, like, looking in my direction and, like, squinting his eyes a bunch. And then he, like, opens them wide and starts looking everywhere else. I'm like, all right, buddy. I understand. I oddly understand. Like, it's like he's saying, I'm cool. Like, I acknowledge your presence and it calms me, sir. All right. It's the infusion specifically that you unlock by linking. Yes. And then with that infusion, right, the guide would pop up and that opens up. There's going to be a lot of things, right? At that point, you'll be able to get torches, your regular torches. You'll be able to throw those in. Here, let's get a resonator. Bam, right? So you'll be able to turn torches into, mana torches. Neutral mana torch. I thought I changed that name. They're just going to be called mana torches again. Yeah, they're just gonna be called mana torches. That's for the guides, though. I don't care about those. Yeah, and that's also part of the guides. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's one way cats show affection. That is, oh, my cat loves me to some degree. He would maybe feel conflicted about eating my cheeks if I were to, like, die in front of him. Right? There's no food, I love you, but, cats gotta eat. I gotta get the meat while it's fresh. I want to give Bingley a treat now. Alright, so... I thought so. The sizing is really weird. Really weird. So for items, I think it's sized well. So blocks, I need to re-enable the logic I had for block placement. I thought I didn't need it, but I was wrong. I was wrong. Update meshes. Yep, here we go. Where is it? Update meshes. There we go. This is it. This. Try that. I may have to mess with the translate a little bit. There we go. Nope. Nailed it. Kind of look right between. It's pretty much sitting on there. That's good. That's good. Right, that, and then if you throw a torch, that's fine. And if you throw, like, the wand, yeah, that's still the same size. Throw that, yep, it sits on there. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, so now that we have that, again, ironing all the stuff out. You would start burning stuff in here, right? So, boop, pop that in. It's doing its thing. You would be using the magic chalk, right? So, let's make it a little safer, right? So you're not getting all the radiation. There's too many particles going on here. Damn. Here, let me, where's my cell phone? I'll be right back. Make sure no cats are around me. Okay. All right. Had a bunch of packages to bring in. All right. Want to make sure I'm not missing any messages or anything. Okay, what was I doing? What was I doing? Okay, I'm kind of going through the loop here, right? So we got 50 there. I could start processing things. The initial things I can process are torches, right? Because I can create mana torches now. Any kind of stone, loose stone. You could like load it up like this, right? Holy crap. If I just drop off, guys, it's probably because we lost power and or internet because of the crazy ass thunderstorm that's apparently wrecking homes nearby. Looking pretty good. Don't say that. I'll get that storm next. It's coming, Spetsy. Now, if you noticed, it automatically sucked up those items, right? So whatever the next queue is, you could just like throw things on top. I'm trying to make systems that like, oh, cool, we actually got a primordial fragment too. But I'm trying to make systems where you could like throw a bunch of items and like batch things. You know what I mean? I think people would appreciate that, right? So you could get enchanted stone. Of course, if we have rustic compounds. Let's say, did I overshoot it? There we go, right? So got a couple more of those. Bam, right? It sucked those up. This and then this would be the ash, right? This is your neutral ash. Oh, eternal essence ash is what I call it now. Eternal essence ash. Sounds cooler. But this is kind of like what you're doing now, right? You're kind of burning stuff. You're casting transmutation, right? You're creating things over here, chipping out more tablets. By this time, your mana should start to, increase quite a bit. And then you get onto the Spellforge, right? That's the whole other, and I think when I start redoing that, it's going to be quicker. Just because I'm not redoing the whole systems, I'm making a clay form recipe, right? I'm changing how you get that. So what do you guys think for the initial setup foundation of this mod? Right? I think it's pretty good. Not too bad. I got to go through items still, and I got to make more tablets. right? But, you know, for instance, you'll be able to make like the mage candles, right? So with those mage candles, you'll be able to do some of the other rituals. I believe I'm going to make it to where you could put a mage candle like in here, and it's going to increase the total stored charge amount. That way you could kind of store a lot more charge on this by putting your candles there. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's create that system. I think we're ready. I gotta see where I left off with that. Yes, okay, here. Upgrade max stored charge. Loving the new furnace lets you fire and forget craft stuff. Yeah. And it passively is going to give you those primordial fragments, which will be used in a lot of things, especially in Tier 1 and going forward. Right? Like, everything feels more mysterious, right? Like, you're actually using a small rift, right, to do your crafting. If you stand in this, well, it's on. You'll get hit. It's fire, right? So you can't do that. You gotta respect it, right? You know, you got your rust sickness. Well, I have the protection. Throwing wrong items in here can result in mana burn. See, I just got mana burned. So, you know, you gotta respect some of the stuff, but it's all like, you know, it's minor in the beginning, right? You're like, oh shit, mana burn. I got hit with rust sickness. That's not cool. So far, I think it is, but again, I need to test out in order to give a full assessment. Yep. We're getting there. We are getting there. Oh yeah, do you make the light and dark torches the same way, but linked to other essence gens? Yes, you do. This is something you're going to use all throughout all the tiers. So in the beginning, Tier 1, I'm only giving you the obelisk, right? I think this is more than enough. Like, lock down the essence generation, right? Start getting used to creating, because it's 4 items that you could create in the beginning, right? And then you can start, you know, like if you have the, whoops, what am I doing? / Celestial Prism, GM2, right? You know, you have your Celestial Prism here. You could link that up, right? Oh, here we go. Oop, there we go. Right? Now this thing is, you know, using other stuff, right? So those same items that you would have, right? Like if I were to throw another torch in here, right? I would be making the mana torch. So let me see what is going on with this. Obelisk. Oh, I forgot to change that. This is supposed to be Celestial Prism, and then this would be Devouring Void. See, look at that. Bam. Fixed. Continue. Bam. Right, so now I can start making mana torches. Or light mana torches, right? I'll be able to make light ash. I'll be able to, you know, make like the light tier 2 ciphers, right? The spell cipher. I'll be able to make astrolith, right? Because well, with that here, let me just wait here. Want to wait for this to finish. Glad I asked. Quick fix, yeah, love it. See, now I can start processing that stuff. If you throw stone in, it's not going to process anything, right? Because you can't process that, but you have a mana stone, right? I can start making astrolith, right? Bam, right? So now I can start turning that into astrolith. feel like there's a little bit of liquid in here. Oh no, it's all ice. I'm like, the weight feels like there's still something in here to drink. That, and that. I just got in a thick little, see right there, perfect. I got in a weighted, like little circular weighted burger press. I can wait to cook up some burgers with that. I'm tired of having them plump up. Even putting like the divot in the middle, like they still plump up. So I can't wait. But yeah. Expansion. I think if you... So this is going to be a fix that I would want to... I don't know how to handle this. Technically, I guess you could... Here, let me link this and this again. And this. There we go. Right? Link those two together. And if you we'll take out this... Right? I could start making Zeganite, which would be a tier 2 kind of thing. Not enough essence, but technically I could do that. I don't have a way to, like, lock this out, right? I don't have a way to be like, oh, you're not tier 2. You're not set up for tier 2. Now, maybe I could put something, like, put a little something here where you gotta, like, I don't know, put a rift charge down, or you know what I mean, like something to tell it like I'm tier 2. But technically you could jump into Zeganite and start making tier 2 stuff if you have the essence. I'm not sure what to do about that, because I can't player comes up null like the throne player. So all right, what else? What should I work on now? Still a lot to do. I need to go through all the rituals. Well, I guess the big question is there a reason to stop them from getting the stones? The stones, no, but it's the other stuff, you know, that, like, the tier 2 scrolls and stuff. It's just, I feel like if I'm going to put in blockers anyways, right, to where you have to have this achievement, it should kind of be the same across the board. You know what I mean? You know, because you know someone's going to ask, like, hey, I just made Zeganite. I'm a tier 1 mage. What is it used for? Ah, brah, it's a tier 2 thing, you know? Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What are you talking about? The tier 2. Sort by what is the easy fixes to the longer fixes. Yeah, but I gotta keep that stuff in mind, right? Because something like that could turn into, oh, I gotta redo 65% of my logic because it needs to flow a little different now to check for this thing upstream. And then I gotta check for it here, here, and all the way at the bottom. You know, if I could get the player that through the item, then I can check your tier and, like, mark it as, like, yeah, a tier 1 mage through this, right? So it would not suck this up because it would have that tier 1 tag. But I can't do that, unfortunately, because player comes up null. You know, so, like, there are things I can do, I just can't do anything now. Look at it go. I think this is cool. I'm proud of this. I am proud to have people actually, like, playing with this. Let's increase this store charge. Let's do it. Let's do it. I need to create a listener for this. Am I gonna be the best way to do this? I don't know. All right, so initialize. I think I'm gonna create Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna piggyback off of this listen. Here we go. So I will say, you know, cats are around me before I move my chair. If this could be check upgrade slots. Well, then I can say if this dot slot input usable slots. It's not going to be slot input. Oh wait, this is the furnace. Oops. You know what? I'm going to leave this in here because eventually I do want to do this. Not right now. Let's go into the. Oh gosh, look at all this. There we go. The foundry. Where is all of my stuff? Did I really pare down things here? I guess so. I guess I don't have any listeners registered. I thought I did. Now, do I need a listener? I probably don't. When are you going to have this available for us to test drive? When probably soon. Probably soon. It's not ready right this second, right? Because I'm kind of shotgunning more things in. But what I'll probably do, this is how I'll know. I will start a world, and then I will do what I just did, right? And then have this mapped out because you guys aren't going to have an updated handbook. This time around, I'm going to just say these are the instructions, right? This is your guide. Pretend you're reading the handbook when you're reading this text, right? Just trying to get feedback on how it feels. Yeah, right up to the Spellforge. So, and I'll say too, like I'm gonna when I have you guys test, I want to test for just all tier 1. There's also another part of this that I'm going to work on, and it's the fact that I need to make the general spell school and all the spells for that. So if I pull this up, which that's not going to be too bad. It may take me like one night to just kind of bang it all out. Right? So we got the innate spells here, but then you'll have the general spells here. So these are going to be all the spells that you will be able to get at tier 1. And really, these spells here are going to be, take these out because those technically are in the list. But, your pool is going to be kind of small in the beginning. But again, right, like you're getting these grimoires, they're going to be a lot cheaper, a lot faster. So you'll get more spells quicker. And it's the stuff that's going to help you with like farming your animals, stuff, telekinesis. Temporal Touch is now going to be, it's going to be the generic attack spell. And I'm probably going to increase the range of it a little bit as well. Try and make it more like Frontal Cone. Right? So by the time you're kind of booking with this and you got a couple of these spells and you've been like using magic for a bit, you should be just about 50 max mana. Should be just about there with like all the stuff you're going to be crafting and all the stuff you'll be doing, which also is why I wanted to talk about the possibility of going to like an obelisk and maybe either casting transmutation on it, right? Or maybe just doing something where you like sit close to it and meditate. And then maybe if the obelisk is around, like you could meditate without lowering temporal stability, but it costs essence each tick. You know what I mean? Something like that, right? Either you cast transmutation on it and it it does like an AoE, like gives everyone like a mana refresh, like per tick if they're around. Or you just kind of meditate near it, and because you're near it, like you don't lose stability. I don't know. What do you guys think of that as a mechanic to, because it can't be super strong, right? Like, I still want you to meditate. You should still feel that, you gotta earn the mana a bit, but maybe something like this would take the edge off. Although I also have to consider this: at what point does a system like that completely just trounce meditation? Right? Because there's a cutoff with meditation. It gets better with armor, but if you could just get one of these things, right, jam it full of items, right, and get a bunch of essence, and then just be like, bro, what are you meditating for? Just come over to here and, bam, right? Like, you just get it. Always have to have limits. Yeah. I feel like coming up with a way to do some kind of like, yeah, you know what? Even if it's a temporary buff, maybe what the solution is that you gain a 30-second like refresh, like a steady mind buff. And it makes it to where like any meditation within that time frame costs no stability. Or 15 seconds of like stable mind or whatever the hell I call it, right? Whatever it's gonna be. That way it could have a static limit, right? It could be like, yeah, you know what? 100 essence or 200 essence, right? Something like that. Enough to where you can't use it to abuse it in the beginning. But once you start, and also I got to think of this too. Would that just be an effect of the obelisk, right? What about this? The celestial prism. That just generates essence and you don't have to do anything. Know what I mean? So maybe that kind of thing should be an exclusive to the obelisk. And then maybe I can come up with a special effect for the prism and, something where you cast transmutation on it to, like, use it. I don't know. That could work. Yeah. Okay, I like that idea. I don't want to lose that idea, so I'm going to write it down. More holiday hats. Create a system that allows transmutation on an obelisk. Costs like 200 essence. Triggers a one-time AoE buff. Stable mind. Makes it so that meditation does not lower stability. Or maybe instead of the 5%, maybe it still lowers stability, but it's like 1%, something like that. That way there's still a limit, right? Because then what I could do is, if I do something like that, I could extend that buff itself and be like, yeah, you know what? It's a 2-minute buff, right? 5-minute buff. Something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe just makes it like cost 2%, maybe 1% stability per tick. There we go. Hey. Man. This is what I was thinking of before. I'm like, oh, how cool would it be? Because, you know, I can go in blocks now. You go in the water, cast transmutation, right? And it made salt. Oh, 1 second. All right. I got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Not bad. I streamed about 3.5 hours. That's not bad. But yeah, like I was saying, right? You know, you do transmutation, you could transmute it, and then a little bit of salt would come up. But I guess salt's too overpowered. He's too overpowered. It'd be a really easy way to get salt. Costs 2 mana. Yeah. So I think maybe I should just stop it here. A lot of progress. I can't wait to actually start playing with things. I guess the next thing to do on my list, I'll probably finish tablets for tier 1. Right? Finish the tablets for tier 1. Put in the napping recipes, right? Put in the recipes. Eldrathium bits, I think I'm going to make that a tier 3 specific thing. I think tier 3 is going to be specifically Eldrathium going forward. I don't think it's OP. It's not just literally cast transmute on salt for free salt. Could easily see like a barrel of salt water and some item in there transmute. See, this is the thing though. A lot of people have brought up like, oh, cast transmutation on a barrel. I don't want to cross-pollinate with systems. Barreling, like if you're gonna interact with a barrel with anything, you should barrel, right? It shouldn't be transmutation. You know what I mean? It feels slippery. It feels like there's a lot of ambiguity that could be had from people being like, well, why can't I just trigger transmutation to instant complete all barrel recipes? Because transmutation has no hook-ins to anything related to barrels, and that's kind of like, it's a separate mod amount of work. You know what I mean? That's going to be a lot of work. Right? So what I'm looking for with transmutation interactions is like, you know, a direct block kind of correlation, right? Because then what? I'm going to have to use transmutation. I'm going to have to get the barrel entity, get the barrel entity's inventory, walk through the barrel entity's inventory to see if there's any valid recipes, right? So I'm going to have to parse out the recipe. And then I'm going to have to change the output item and override it. You know what I mean? All for salt. Like and other mods add barreling salt recipes already. You know what I mean? That's why I look at something like that and I'm like, it makes sense if you're looking like, I throw this stuff in and the barrel's kind of like a cauldron and I'm casting transmutation and it converts this stuff magically, right? But you're not sealing it, right? It's not a barrel. It might as well make a cauldron. Yeah, it's just hard to balance something like that without some sort of recipe. Yeah, and that's the thing. And maybe because it's hard, it's not meant to fly with like a straight up transmutation thing, right? Maybe tier 2 or 3, maybe there's like a cauldron that I end up making and transmutation could do something there. But again, right, we're talking about the end result of salt. We're making halite, right? Cauldron, yeah, gotta add this potion system. Yeah. Alright, let's find someone to raid. Who do we got? Who is playing Vintage Story? Oh. Good God, There is... So I'm looking on Steam, or I pull up Twitch, and my first person I see is some lady with, like, all this face paint and all this stuff. She's got, like, bloody eyeballs and weird stuff painted on her skin. And she's got, like, a whiteout lens and stuff, and, like, some kind of eye on her forehead. Accessory. Jesus, titty fucking Christ. What is going on, Twitch? What is going on? Good God. Alright. Who do we want to raid? Anyone got someone that we wanna pass it to? Balls in your court? Because if not, I'm just gonna pick someone at random. I don't use Twitch enough to have people. Twitch. Getting dark again? Oh, here we go. Turn the rain off. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so I guess I'll just pick someone at random. This has been a pretty good stream. A lot of work, a lot of little bugs. Things are looking pretty good. Pretty darn good. Who am I gonna raid? Setting up, hold your dang horses. No. Who haven't I raided yet? Maybe we toss it to someone new. Maybe I go to... I can't remember some of these people here. Can't remember. I mean, I guess we could throw it to... Just the kobold, maybe? Okay, let's see. This guy has a bunch of mods. Dinosaurs. Something about realism. I guess we could just throw it to this guy. Just the kobold. You've rated him before, I know that much. I followed him. I can't, there was someone that I rated before, but I was like going and they made fun of my name or something like that, where I was like, bitch, please. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know. I can't remember who it was. So I'm like, it's someone I wasn't following. I think we'll raid this guy. Raid! Just the kobold. Oh boy, the storm's almost here. My time to go? Yeah, man. It's starting to clear up a little bit. I pushed it all your way. I got a big fan over here. Alright, everyone. We're gonna raid just the kobold here. We're gonna raid him. Thank you, everyone, for watching. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Manipulating the weather like that for your own personal gains. To grief me. Alright, so things are looking good. I still got item cleanup to do, right? Because, we got a couple different resonators now. I have to go through all of the rituals. I'll probably do the rituals tonight. and clean up some of the items, some of the resonators, maybe do another, go through the tablets. After I do that, the only other thing I need to do is create the new grimoire, the new blank grimoire, link that into synthesis, and get that general spell school kind of together, right? It's going to require maybe 5 minutes worth of work, maybe 3 to 5 minutes. We're talking low-hanging fruit, and then I would probably do one more lap around with the test, and then I can start throwing it in people's hands. Tier 1 should be done. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios. See you later. Bye.